Well, I don't think they're picking a fight. They may be trying to coerce and bully, but they're not picking a fight. I think they're smart enough not to do that, and that's an important distinction. What we say privately to the PRC and what we say publicly is exactly the same in response to these activities, which is, number one, we will not be coerced and we will not be bullied if that's what your intent is, and number two, we will continue to fly, sail, and operate wherever international law allows. I think sometimes for folks that sounds trite, but in this instance, it's fundamentally important and fundamentally true. And so we have continued our operations in the face of this activity. We have not drawn it back in the face of this coercion, nor have we hyper-amplified it in response. We're going about engaging in operations that we believe sustains the rules and norms of the international order. And frankly, I think the world looks to us to do that. And we are continuing to ensure that these kinds of activities are not going to create artificial or illegal no-go zones for military, much less economic activity. I think what we are aiming to do is to ensure that we are working on our own capabilities, but also with allies and partners to ensure that that kind of coercion and aggression doesn't succeed. And from a deterrence perspective, very focused on, as Deputy Secretary Hicks said recently, and then interestingly, Representative Gallagher echoed her almost verbatim a couple days later in the Wall Street Journal, that when leaders wake up in Beijing, they think today's not the day. Our assessment is that that is true right now, that deterrence is real, deterrence is strong, and we're doing everything we can to make sure it stays that way tomorrow and into the future. And I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I was asked at the Foreign Relations Committee hearing that landed on the day when we had previously scheduled this event, at the very end of Senator Rubio's question. He said, I just have one question. He had 5 seconds left at his time. He said, yes or no answer. Do you think there's any chance that we can make it to the end of the decade without essentially a PRC invasion of Taiwan, without a breakdown in the kind of deterrence that you're talking about? And my answer was yes, I think we do. It's not going to be easy. The challenge is enormous. The capabilities are growing. The ambition is there. We know that. But what we're doing is reinforcing that deterrence, ensuring that the costs of aggression remain unacceptably high to Beijing. And I think we have a pathway to do that through our own development of our own capabilities, revision of our posture, introduction of new operational concepts, and then all of the work we're doing with allies and partners. And then, of course, the entire whole of government effort, which is as important as the military piece, economics, diplomacy, and others that reinforce that deterrence. So I think it's doable. It's going to be really hard, but I think we're getting after it with urgency, but also with confidence that we can do it.